Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Animal Crossing New Horizons. Today is March 23rd, 2020. It is 11:22 a.m. and I'm really excited about what's on screen right now. Time for Nook's morning announcements, apparently. Or daily announcements, perhaps. Hello everyone, this is Tom Nook. It's 11:23 a.m. this happy Monday, March 23rd, 2020. Nook, that's my line, I just said that. Now for today's news. Ta-da! Today, Isle Deckney has its very own museum. Oh yes, it's a grand museum indeed, with separate exhibit rooms for insects, fish, and fossils. Blathers, the museum curator, says he's always available to accept donations or assess fossils, and museum admission is free, so stop by whenever you like. By the way, we'll be holding a special commemorative ceremony soon, as usual. Stop by Resident Services if you'd like to participate. That's all from me. Do hope you all enjoy another fine day of luxurious Isle Deckney living. Okay, so we have actually a ton of things we need to donate, so we're going to go and do that pretty much immediately. And I also want to see what's up with Mabel. I'm really hoping we actually get a shop for the Able sisters. I'm really looking forward to that. They're actually some of my favorite characters overall. So I did some work last night. Had someone over who unfortunately did not understand there's a difference between axes. It took me actually a minute to figure this out on my own. But apparently there are two different types of axes in the game. There's the regular axe and there's the stone axe. They both come off the flimsy axe. So what's interesting is the stone axe allows you to do what the flimsy axe did, which is we can chop at trees and get wood without chopping the tree down. Whereas the regular axe is explicitly for chopping trees down. So they didn't understand that, so they accidentally cut down a couple of trees without being aware there was another option. Unfortunately. We did end up getting the jukebox yesterday. I actually set it up, and as you can see, it actually does allow us to get our own music. So we did get the KK drum and bass here, which is what's playing right now. So apparently you register music in, and that allows you to choose as if it was, you know, a jukebox. You also do have volume controls, which is kind of neat. So you can decide exactly how loud you want the music to be. I'm going to go ahead and put some stuff away right now. We do have a ton of stuff in storage that I need to bring over to the museum. So we're going to go ahead and do that in just a minute. I have to pull all of it out, unfortunately. I grabbed a ton of fish last night. You guys may have seen some of them during my late night update last night. But we grabbed a ton of fish, so we actually have a lot to do. I also found that if you grab 2 boots... Oh, actually, I didn't know that your head tilted, depending on where the cursor is. That's kind of cool. If you get 2 boots from fishing, there actually is a craft you can do, so we're going to be doing that in just a minute. Let's go ahead and go into our inventory. Look at all this stuff that we have. Oh, my God. I'm just going to go ahead and grab all of this, move it to pockets, because all of this is getting donated. I do like that we have... There's a bunch of different containers for... different bugs and different fish depending on, I guess, the size of the bug and the size of the fish. So that's kind of neat. I really like it when games do stuff like that. We do have mail to deal with. We do have, I mean, man, we have a lot of stuff we're going to be working on today. So let's really get to it. So off to the museum with us. I also do want to point out we did get Nook Miles. We got Fruit Roots because I did plant... I actually planted oranges. We're a total freshman. I actually planted oranges, which we hadn't done yet. So I planted an orange tree last night to make up for the tree that we lost. So that takes care of that. We got Cast Master. So apparently if you cast a certain number of times in a row, mistakenly caught fish. Okay. If you cast a certain number of times in a row without one getting away, you get Cast Master. So up to 17 right now. We also, based on the number of items we have in storage, so I had 77 items in storage, partially obscured talent. I don't think it means unique items based on context. I think it just means total number of items. Because I think we only have 80 storage slots, which you see it's like 77 out of 100. So there's more points there. Any other points that we gotta go look at? Host the most. Offering Miles an incentive to get plenty of guests on the island. So had a friend come over last night, so we get that hospitable friend. I did spend some miles yesterday getting another ticket to go for another island. I was trying to see if we could get, you know, something fun. Some, you know, other tree type, but unfortunately did not happen. Look at this museum. This is a museum that looks like a museum. That's exciting. So Blathers is asleep. So very different museum type that we've seen before. Kind of interesting with the little second floor here. Doesn't actually seem to have... whoop, my dog tried to jump in my lap and completely failed. Hold on a second. Let me make sure she gets a lap, because she's going to be upset if she doesn't. Definitely kind of cool to, you know, see this museum. I like that we see the windiness actually takes place outside, too. Kind of interesting the fact that we've seen windy a lot recently. Let's talk to Blathers. Ooh, ooh. Well, it's daytime, you know, owls sleep. I beg your pardon, I'm a bit of a night owl, don't you know? Drowsy in the daytime. Ah, but more importantly, ooh, if it isn't nigh. At long last, the Isle Deckney Museum is opened, this very day, no less. An impressive feat of engineering, craftsmanship, and good old island ingenuity, is it not? Of course, it was your very own donations that made it possible, so to you I say, thank you. Now allow me to give you a quick overview of our fine institution's floor plan. You'll find there are entrances to the left, right, and into the basement. Each one leads to an exhibit rooms wherein the donations collected thus far have been put on display. Ah, that's right. I have more good news to report. That is, the donation process has been streamlined. Henceforth, we will accept multiple donations all at once. Furthermore, if you wish to learn more about a particular fossil, or fish, or bug, I suppose, simply say, tell me about this. Hoot, hesitate not, I'll be happy to oblige. Now, by all means, do please take a gander at our magnificent collection. It is surely a thing of wonder. Neat. So I can go ahead and make a donation. So, in the interest of expediency, I'm not gonna have him tell us about everything that we're gonna donate. You guys can get the game. You know, that would be a great way for you to kind of support the developer, support Nintendo. But also, you know, I only have a certain amount of time with you guys each day. And if we're sitting here reading through these descriptions every single day, that's going to take an awfully long time. So I think we're going to kind of skip that and kind of move on. So go get the game. Or maybe later on, if you guys really, really want, I will go ahead and do that. We're going to go ahead and donate a ton of things. It's going to take all of them off my hand. No need to pull them all out. I'll handle the rest from here. So you're donating multiples of the same item, though we need only one. You may keep the extra. Whoops. Anything else I can help you with? I don't have any fossils at the moment. We got to go get more. Yeah, I have more stuff, Blathers, so don't you worry. I am bringing more on the way. But yeah, I only have so much time with you guys. As part of this kind of I'm doing this daily initiative that I'm going for. So I think it would be better for us to just kind of talk about whatever I plan to talk about that day. And then, as I said, if you're particularly interested in hearing what Blathers has to say about each and every one of these items he has, as I said, go pick up the game. Animal Crossing is a fantastically relaxing game. It's very fun. Okay, so what do we want to talk about today? Well, actually, I was going to talk about something, but, you know, going into the museum brought up something else, is that I got a chance to actually go to museums fairly recently. A couple of months ago, I went out to Washington, D.C. for the first time ever, which was a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoyed the city. But what I got to do was something that I've actually wanted to do for a very long time, and this might not seem like a huge thing, but I got to actually go to the Smithsonian, which, let's go ahead and put that in storage. Okay, I'm gonna put a couple things in storage that I know I already donated because we were literally just there donating them. So let's put those in storage real quick, so that way I can pull some other things out. I'm assuming this doesn't necessarily go in order, does it? Crucian carp, tadpole, sea bass. I know we need the red snapper. Let's go ahead and grab some fossils. Okay, apparently we're going to be coming back for more. That's fine. But I actually got to go to the Smithsonian. And, you know, for those of you who've been, you know, who live in D.C. or who have been to D.C. and something like that, that doesn't necessarily sound like a big deal. But I've been hearing about the Smithsonian for kind of all of my life. And I've always been kind of a big science nerd. So, being able to, like, go to the Smithsonian and actually see it in person was truly an excellent thing. Really, going to the Washington Mall in general was awesome. So, you know, we got to, I didn't get to see everything. I didn't have time, right? I actually got a sturgeon last night, and this thing's huge. It actually, like, flew out of the water. You caught it. Like, this thing's gigantic. It's bigger than your character. It was very, very neat. But yeah, I actually got to go to the Smithsonian. I got to go to the Washington Mall, and there's a lot of museums there. I didn't really have time to actually see everything. I mean, there really is no time to do that. I think, you know, Twinny lives there, so I was going to, you know, visit her. And the, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fossils to assess. Yep, plenty of fossils. So unfortunately, he's not going to really tell us what we're donating at the moment. Yeah, he's going to give them all back to me. So now he's not going to ask about individual ones. Probably because there's at least one fossil that I probably already have. The more fossils we get... Yeah, see, I already have the Parasaur tail. The more fossils we have, the more... Ooh, we got a T-Rex torso, got a Sabertooth skull, Plesio tail, Iguanodon torso, Dimetrodon skull. Cool stuff. Let's donate all of this. We'll go do a walkthrough of the museum as soon as I finish donating. But Twinny was telling me, like, I forget the actual number, but it was like, it would take you, you know, multiple years of daily visits to Washington's museums to kind of see every exhibit out there. So there was kind of a limit of the stuff that we were actually able to see. But that being said, there was tons of cool stuff. So we had to make decisions. So she and I went to the Asian Art Museum and the African Art Museum, which were both excellent. Very, very cool museums. Very, very interesting exhibits. The Asian Art Museum had, God, I cannot remember the guy's name. I'd have to go, let me see if I can look this up real quick. I'm trying to remember the name of the artist in question. It's the Freer Gallery of Asian Art, I believe, is the name of the gallery here. Freer and Sackler. And they have a lot of very cool collections that I was very interested in. So, looks like they've actually adjusted some stuff. So there was, you know, stuff from ancient Yemen in there that were very cool. The one that really interested me, especially, was the Encountering the Buddha art and practice across Asia. So lots of, like, Buddhism statues and descriptions of beliefs. There was a video just kind of looking at, like, a daily events going on at a temple. There was Islamic art in there. There was one very specific one. I'm trying to... There's an entire thing on jade, which was very interesting. Just a bunch of pieces of jade of various types and colors. And then Hokusai, that's the one. The artist Hokusai, who chances are you know this artist even if you're unaware of it, because of the it's like 100 and something, you know, pictures of Mount Fuji or something like that. You've probably seen those. He's also the one who did, like, this very famous picture of a very large cresting wave. And chances are you're probably familiar with this artist's you know, art. So very, very cool to see these pieces of art, like plot stuff that we're gonna go ahead and go sell. So, you know, very, very interesting exhibits, kind of in the first place, just kind of seeing these exhibits and going, you know, very cool art, learning about more about art and culture. They had entire exhibit on just bells, you know, of various Asian cultures, and you sit there and you're like, you know, that's okay, bells. Like, we see bells all the time. We got a bell on our bike, you know, you got a doorbell, but it's like, no, this talked about the harmonics of bells and how they were used in, you know, various temples, and what's the difference between, like, a side bell and a normal bell and an oval bell and all of this different stuff. So let's go ahead and make donations. Okay. I currently have donated everything I currently have. Did I not have, I think I had one fossil I can donate? Or I can assess? Yeah, we still have one fossil we can assess. Let's go ahead and assess that. Is it something they need? It's a Brachiopelvis, which I believe that we do need in the collection. Well, let's go ahead and donate it. We're gonna skip the Brachiopelvis thing. So it's very. So the reason I bring up this museum thing, and I'll talk a little bit more at length about the museums in a second, is because this layout reminds me of the Sackler. Like, there's the downstairs, there's the upstairs, and the Sackler, like, when you go up the upstairs, there's a left and right exit that you can go through and kind of explore. You know, not only did we have, did he already fall asleep again? Yes, he did. So, it was very, very interesting. They had the peacock room, which is a very interesting room with, like, you know, these kind of emerald walls, golden peacocks, painted on them. Emergency exit's interesting. So there's the sturgeon, by the way. This is how big it actually was when I caught it. So, you know, if you look at that and you're like, you know, wow, that thing's bigger than you are. Well, yes, it is. I like the layout of the museum this time around. This actually feels more like an actual aquarium. God, there's multiple rooms. Very, very cool. But yeah, so we got to see those. So, you know, given that my little sisters, you know, were adopted from China, I've always had this big fascination with, you know, with Asia and, you know, the culture thereof. So being able to go to this museum was fantastic. And then attached to that museum is the African Art Museum, which was also very interesting. Lots of very emotional art in there. Twin and I went through, you know, it was very, there's a lot of very heavy art in there because there's, you know, exhibits on, kind of art. Oh, interesting. They've got multiple of these. I wonder if this is just going to be an entire jellyfish thing here. But there was actually this entire, ooh, oh, wow. Do they actually, oh, this is cool. They have one of these little, like, go inside the things. Neat. There's an entire exhibit on, like, art made, during apartheid, and there was, you know, an entire exhibit of art just made by women that focused on gender issues. There's very, very interesting exhibits, but very, very kind of thoughtful and kind of heavy pieces, because it kind of went into the background of, you know, why was this piece made, what was the intention here. So very heavy stuff. So I mean, that pair of museums is also very interesting. And then I had just a day to myself, and anybody who knows these museums knows that, you know, a day is not really a ton of time. But I had a day to go to the Natural History Museum, which is one of the, like, when you think of Minnesotan, you probably think of one of two museums. You know, you think of the Natural History Museum, which actually, this room reminds me a lot of, especially with this timeline thing and this bit about the meteor that killed the dinosaurs. This room reminds me actually a lot of the Natural History Museum. But you know, you're either thinking of the Natural History Museum or you're thinking of the Air and Space Museum, and I got to go to both, which were very, very cool. Was not quite as impressed by the Air and Space Museum as much as I wanted to be. Space and flight are two things I've always been very interested in. The former because, well, you know, space. Wonder what this is all about. Like, look on the back wall where it has all of the different animals. I wonder if there's going to be, like, portraits of the various... I kind of figured. These are portraits of various animal folks. Hey, look, here's Rover. But yeah, I was not quite as impressed by the Air and Space Museum. I wanted to be. I've always, you know, had a fascination with air and space, among other things, because my best friend was huge also into air and space. You know, multiple people in his family were pilots and things like that, and both of us kind of were fascinated with the idea of going to space. As a kid, we, you know, I had a summer camp, especially when I was in kindergarten, that was about, like, model rockets and, you know, building, space station models out of recyclables and things like that. It was just all these little, fun little things that we got to do. So going there was cool, seeing these, replicas of rockets and satellites. Not only replicas, but actual, like, working things, like a backup lunar lander that, didn't necessarily get used, but it was one of the ones that could have gotten used. And, replica of Sputnik, and, this engine to that thing. And there's a lot of very cool stuff in there. But, of the big building of the Air and Space Museum, like, a third of it was just a movie theater that you had to pay to get into. And, then another, interesting. Another third of it was, VR simulators, the type of, you actually go inside of the, inside of the simulator, and it will rock and shake and shift and stuff like that. But you have to pay for those, too. And I really didn't have a lot of money on this particular trip, so I couldn't do the simulator. So it's kind of like, half or so, maybe a little bit more of that. Half of the building was just kind of inaccessible to me. Still very cool stuff. They had some very interesting exhibits, and it was fun to look around. But it definitely did feel, at least to some small extent, like, you know what? I could be, there's maybe another museum I should have gone to. Maybe I should have gone to the American History Museum. Natural History Museum was also a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I go to museums just to kind of broaden my mind, to explore and experience things. And unfortunately, while I liked the Air and Space Museum and the Natural History Museum in terms of them having interesting exhibits, unfortunately, I don't really feel as if there was much there that I was learning that I didn't know. I went through, and I tried to be thoughtful and slow about exploring. I did have, a limited period of time. So I couldn't just sit here and go, okay, I'm going to take my time as I go around. I kind of had to, move at a not brisk pace, but I had to kind of keep moving. I couldn't dawdle too much. But there was, I very much had the feeling of, like, a lot of this stuff is meant for, let's see, wooden block bookshelf stays hot item if I wanted to make some money. But I kind of had the feeling of, like, a lot of these descriptions, a lot of these, what's the word? Welcome to Nook's Cranny. Let's go ahead and sell a bunch of stuff. But a lot of these exhibits are kind of made for, I guess the word I want to use is the lowest common denominator. So, a lot of the descriptions and design was set for people who didn't know what was there. Who didn't, like, there's a video about, the impact that killed the dinosaurs. And, that's interesting, everything like that. But I already kind of know a fair amount about that. Because, I learned about it in school when I was a kid. So it's just one of those, like, okay, this is an exhibit that I'm not going to really get a lot out of. So I think that was kind of a major thing. It was kind of a major thing. It's like, okay, there's all these exhibits, but I'm not going to get too much out of them. It's just going to be more of I can just kind of explore and kind of look and see what's going on, but I'm not really expecting to, let's get the blue desert floor and go with our desert walls. I'm trying to get, stuff done. I think today is going to be another hour-long day just based on all the other stuff that we're doing today. Which is fine, because I got stuff to talk about. But yeah, it just felt like, this is for people who didn't... the exhibits for people who have not put great effort into learning this stuff on their own. So let's teach. Very, I think grade school exhibits. This is... a lot of the exhibits, are not for people who... Neat. I like it. But, you know, these exhibits are not for people who have experienced stuff before or learned about the stuff before. You know, these exhibits are for people who are just learning about this for the first time. Therefore, you know, school kids, and therefore, you know, I don't know, maybe folks who didn't read much about it, or maybe folks who haven't been interested in this stuff in a long time. Okay, we have a bunch of mail. Okay, so this is just all stuff that I ordered yesterday. It's just the portable record player, the KK March, so we'll go ahead and put that on, a bandage, a rain hat, the garden gnome. You know, these are all just the stuff that I ordered, which is absolutely fine. I'm going to go ahead and place a garden gnome. I would never actually have a garden gnome in real life, but I have a garden gnome now. I'm also going to go ahead and craft those boots so I can get those boots out of my inventory. So let's see. So here they are. We're going to be doing some more crafting a little bit later on. Because today I want to get those 3 houses set up. Let's go ahead and wear these boots. Not bad. Not amazing, but not bad. I could also wear the rain hat. And the bandage. There's KK March. We'll go put that on the record. Or we'll go put that on the jukebox. I think we're going to use the jukebox as opposed to the record player. Jukebox is a little bit more interesting in my opinion. But yeah, so I'm not saying necessarily that the exhibits they had were not particularly interesting, but going through like the I think we're gonna stick with D&B. But you know, going through their exhibits, it definitely I definitely had the feeling of, you know, I kind of know this stuff, so this is a little bit less interesting to me. Which, you know, is not bad, but it was a little bit of, I don't need to hang around in these too much. Definitely an enjoyable day, though, and being able to just go in there by itself was neat. Let's see what's up with Mabel. Hey, hi there. Oh, right. Didn't I see you at the store a while back? I knew you looked familiar. No worries if you forgot, but my name's Mabel. I'm an old friend of Timmy, Tommy, and Tom Nook. We go way back. Anyway, that's how I heard about Isle Deckney. Came out here to sell clothes and stuff. My dream is to open my own shop right here on the island, but I gotta build up a customer base first. I'll try to stop by a couple times a week, so if you see me around, don't be a stranger, alright? Oh, hey. Since you're, like, right here, want to see the stuff I'm selling today? I would love to look. Great. Let me just open up today's catalog for you. Oh, cool. Got a raincoat. Oh, well, yeah, we need the glasses. We absolutely need the glasses. It's not exactly the glasses I wear, but, you know. Let's go ahead and also buy some Bobby socks. Nah, you're never going to pay off your house at this rate. You are right. What do we got here? We got a tea dress. Oh, no, I want the sneakers, but I don't have enough money. I'll have to figure out money. And bring different stuff each time I visit, so be sure to stop by. On the days I'm here, I'll be selling first thing in the morning until about 10 at night if you want to shop. Oh, cool. Okay, so she's going to be here for a bit. Let's go do the ceremony for the museum. That sounds like a fun thing to do. Oh, you know, I noticed earlier we got a ton of Nook miles. Oh, hey. So, selling items. Getting fossils assessed. And spend bells to buy items. It says catch a tiger beetle. Okay, grow fruit trees, sell shells. Anything else on the bigger side of things, maybe? Oh, bell ringer. Spending your bells on the island helps revitalize the economy. Yep. 500 Nook miles. Thrifty family member. I have no idea what we really spend bells on at this point. Exterior decorator. You can display furniture outside, right? Well, here's a little incentive for you to show off what you got. You'll earn Nook miles based on the number of furniture items you can't set up outside. Outdoor loving decorating fiend. Okay. Neat. I guess let's go... So let's go look at, once per day, we'll get 150 bonus miles for 4 days in a row. Nice. So the problem is, if you go look at Nook Miles, there's not a ton to do. I bought the extra hairstyles, I think, or hair colors, can't remember. But you have to have a mirror to use them, so we'll do that in the future. Let's go ahead and get the updated custom design pro editor. So, I mean, there were definitely neat exhibits, but like going into like the mammals area, there was nothing I didn't know. Like, it was all these little basic snippets and blurbs about various animals. Like, okay, this is cool, but to anybody who's been to a zoo more than once, you probably know most of this stuff. There was, however, let's go ahead and get hair colors. Maybe I can get blue hair, which is something I also do quite often. Now, there was a very interesting video about the Cook expedition to Australia, which was kind of interesting. It definitely had this very, like, old-school Flash animation, but not necessarily in a bad way, of, like, the drawings they made of the flora and fauna of Australia, and it used those to kind of show what they were exploring, and then it described the story of the expedition based on journal entries from the various members of the crew. Hello, hello. Okay, let's hold a ceremony. I'll take part in the ceremony. Yes, we're celebrating so many different things right now, which is a wonderful island moment. We have multiple ceremonies for the museum. Yes. Let's get started. Oh, the bridge is ready. I forgot the bridge would also be ready. Man, we're doing so much stuff today. Now then, welcome to our dedication ceremony honoring Isle Deckney's brand new museum. There's only 2 people here other than me, but hey, thank you. Isle Deckney truly started out as a deserted island, but there simply wasn't much here, but now there's simply not much here, plus a museum. It's slowly beginning to develop thanks to the tireless efforts of, well, everyone, really. And now I think we need to hear a few words from Blathers, who will be running our new museum. Blathers, the floor is yours. Residents of Isle Deckney, once again, I am Blathers, your humble museum curator. I'm overwhelmed, indeed overjoyed, by the marvelous establishment we are opening here today. Hey, my phone's alarm is going off. I should really turn that off at some point. Whew, this could not have been done without you and your considerable cooperation. I only hope this island's rich ecosystem and treasure trove of species continues to inspire all. It has surely strengthened my own resolve to build a museum brimming with wonder. I do hope you will continue your support of the museum's efforts going forwards. Wonderful. Thank you for that rousing speech, Blathers. Now let's have a few words from someone whose contributions made the museum possible. I'm talking about Nye, our resident representative. Anything to add? Good for us. I got hurt doing all of this. Yes, yes, indeed. Thank you for your heartfelt and encouraging sentiments there, Nye. Everyone, please get ready to join me in bringing the ceremony to a close. Also, those wishing to take commemorative photos should get ready to press that button. Well then, with hope for our continued growth and to celebrate Isle Deckney's beautiful museum, hooray! We did it! Woo! Thank you all. This concludes our ceremony. Please do take care on your way home. So we'll do that. We'll go to the bridge one, too. And then we need to go build a bunch of furniture. I actually have a list of the furniture we have to make in order to get the 3 houses done. I'm hoping I have all the materials needed. I did spend some time last night gathering a bunch of materials, but I didn't really make a list of everything I have to gather. So we'll see what happens. But first, let's go do the bridge. Okay, let's hold a ceremony. I do want to take part in the ceremony. We want to celebrate the completion of our new bridge? Let's do it. So many ceremonies. We're accomplishing so much. Now then, welcome to the dedication ceremony honoring Isle Deckney's brand new bridge. Honestly, just us 4. Thank you. I feel like this new bridge is a turning point for the development of our once deserted island. I do hope we continue making great strides to improve the quality of life in this precious community. Everyone, please get ready to join me in bringing the ceremony to a close. Oh, that was it. Okay. With hope for our continued growth and to celebrate Isle Deckney's beautiful bridge. Hooray. Oh yeah, I'm capturing everything. If you thought I was going to do anything otherwise. This concludes our ceremony. Please do take care on your way home. That was it. Just this very quick, hi, we have a bridge. Okay. There's no owl, so we don't have anything new going on there. Yeah, I think we're ready to go build. Oh, hey, right. So the glasses. And bobby socks. Which I don't think changes anything. Okay. Let's go get some materials. Let's start building some stuff. So yeah, as I said, not a bad thing about the museums. It just having had them built up in my head for so long, and this is going to be, you know, some of the most amazing stuff. I guess it didn't quite match what I was expecting in my head, which, you know, is not. It's not the fault of the museum or anything like that. I just had a lot of expectations going in, going, hey, this is going to be, you know, this amazing thing, right? I've heard about the Smithsonian Museums for so long, and I was kind of, you know, going in expecting, I guess, a little bit more information to be shared on the given things that I was looking at. Okay, so we're going to try to build per house. So we're going to kind of see what it is that we're going to do. So we need a wooden simple bed. Oh my god, 18 logs for this. Okay, we also need a wooden chair. That's a rocking chair. That's a wooden chair. God, I hope I have enough. I might have to go and get more materials. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We need a classic pitcher. A classic pitcher. Oh, okay. I need to be in everything. Okay. There we go. Okay, we got clay. That's cool. Okay, that's the indoor stuff. We also need a log dining table. It's kind of a neat way to kind of bring crafting into the game. Okay, log dining table. Okay, this is hardwood. A very big variety of different materials, too. It's kind of encouraging you to do a lot of gathering. Log bench. And then a wooden bucket. Where's the wooden bucket? There it is. Okay, so okay, so the problem is that the next thing I have to build, does require wood, so I imagine we're gonna have to go get some wood. But, good news is, that was... Do I have this bee? Is it a honeybee? Yeah, well, we already have a honeybee, but that's fine. Okay, let's go see if, I can't remember which... I think, actually, I think what we just made was actually for number 3, but let's check number 1. I can't remember what order these were in. Okay. Yeah, this is, yeah, the ones we just made is for number 3. So let's go ahead and go do those. It was definitely a fun visit, and being able to actually, like, go do that stuff, you know, no place I've lived in. New Orleans does have, yeah, New Orleans definitely has, museums. You know, we have the Voodoo Museum, we have the Museum of Death, we have the, New Orleans, you know, let's see, let's go ahead and put log dining table. Log bench. And let's put a wooden bucket on the table. Okay, you cannot put the wooden bucket on the table. So we'll put it on the left-hand side. Check exterior items. Log dining table, log bench, wooden bucket. All the interior exterior items for this home are ready to go. Okay, so that one's done. Let's go ahead and get our shovel. Let's go ahead and get our bells for the day. And let's go ahead and replant those right now. Yeah, so, I mean, we have museums and such in the New Orleans area. It's just, you know, definitely a different pedigree. You know, you hear about the Smithsonian a lot. You know, they are an institution that, you know, in my opinion, is one that, at least the reputation kind of exemplifies, you know, scientific discovery and excellence. So I was expecting a lot out of it, and while I definitely did get a lot out of it, you know, again, it wasn't quite up to, not that one, that one. I guess it wasn't quite what I was expecting it to be. Now, you know, it might also have not been necessarily fair for me to have, you know, expectations of those museums. Crap. There's just no time for that. I guess it, you know, it definitely, if you think about it in terms of just kind of other things that we see, especially in today's day and age, it really does, you know, hearken to the hype train. You know, video games do this a lot, right? Where a lot of hype is built for, you know, such and such a game that's coming out. It's going to be amazing. It's going to have this, that, and the other thing. You know, this game is going to be utterly fantastic. Kind of keep an eye out for our bottle for the day. You know, this is going to be a huge deal for us. You know, wonderful, great, super. But it doesn't always end up being that amazing, right? Like, you sit here and you hear a lot about, you know... Okay, that was a weird jump. We end up hearing a lot about such and such a game is going to come out, and it's going to be... Oh, crap. No! Oh, well, so much for any money off of this rock. Yep. Oh, and our shovel broke. Wow. Amazing. Well... Everything bad happened there. I should have done a my holes to the lower right. Oh, I see a present. Let's go get that. I'm gonna have to go get another shovel. Is this... Where is this hovering? I can't quite... Ah. Let's see. Ironing board. Okay. We have 12 wood. How many logs do I have? Do I have any logs? I might have some in my, I might have some in the house. But I guess it brings up the danger, right, of building up hype and being especially excited about things. You know, be more realistic about what you're seeing. I mean, I guess the hype also was... absolutely built up by the idea of, hey, I get to actually go, you know, see Twin. It's going to be amazing. And now that part was amazing. But, you know, it's definitely... There's definitely some issues with hype. But as I said, the museum in this just reminds me so much of, you know, the Sackler. So it very much was this feeling of, oh, hey, I've been to this museum. Like, this is not just something that I'm seeing, you know, in a video game. I've actually, like, I've been to that one, right? I don't know. Very, very neat stuff. I'm curious. I do want to make the, you know, channel a little bit more interactive. So what I do want to hear is what museums you guys have been to. You know, one day, I do want to go, you know, around the United States more. That's definitely something I would love to be doing. And I'd love to go see other places and go do other things. So, you know, as part of this, like, it may be possible that one day I'm going to come see the museum that you guys tell me about. So, you know, don't take this as me just going, hey, you know, this is a thing, just tell me about it. No, I actually want to, you know, see some of these great places. It may be that in the future I will actually be going to that museum that you recommend. Okay. I have a shovel again. Okay, so we got to make some new stuff. So let's go see what we need for this. I should have just kept crafting. So now we need the wooden block stereo, which I need a wooden block toy for that. I'm going to assume we need another one also, because we also have to make a wooden block table. So let's go ahead and take a look. Does the wooden block... Is that this? That's end table. Your wooden block table does require a wooden block toy as well. So we'll need 2 wooden block toys. Okay, let's go see. Where's the other... Okay, another wooden block toy. Okay, so now we need to make the stereo, which is right here. Next, we need to make a rose wreath. Okay, where's the rose wreath? There it is. Yeah, I kind of figured we would need roses of all 3 colors. Okay, so those are all the indoor items. We also need an iron garden chair and table. Those are some noises. My pockets are too full to do that. Okay. What are my pockets full of? Everything. Why did I even ask? Okay. Let's go ahead and put some stuff away then. Unfortunately, I kind of do need all of the, you know, ingredients that are in my pockets. You might not think as much, but we got a fair amount of stuff. We gotta have striped socks. Oh, nope. I want the bobby socks. I want the striped socks to go in storage, along with I'm gonna hold on to the roses. I might actually end up needing them, as much as I hate to say that. Let's go ahead and put away the ironing board. We probably don't need any more of that. I hope I don't need any more tree branches, but I might. I'll go ahead and put away the watering can. That seems to have very limited use. God, I look like I got in a fight. Did you see the look on our villager here? Man, our villager's having a bad day. Okay, so we need an iron garden chair, which is this one. I've actually seen furniture like this. I think that's kind of a neat thing, right? To actually see furniture of the type that we're actually building here. I don't think my family's ever actually owned some of the stuff. Like, I've never actually owned one of these types of chairs or garden tables, but I've seen them so often. We also need a birdhouse. Where's the birdhouse? I missed it. There it is. Okay, so that is the second house's furniture taken care of. I love having just this this bow staff on me. Okay. So here's house number 2. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and put... Here's the birdhouse. There's the table. And let's put the chair facing this way. Let's do this a little bit different than the last one was. That's exactly where I didn't want that. Thank you. There we go. All the interior items for this home are ready to go. Nice. Okay, we got 6 more items to craft, and then we are officially ready to tell Nook we're done with these guys. Okay, now we need to make the... Let me go ahead and... Yeah, there's really no point doing that. Okay, so I need to make the orange wall-mounted clock. This is why I needed all of those oranges. I'm glad I saved some, otherwise I would have had to buy oranges, and that would have been terrible. We also need the orange end table. And we need to make a pot. That's going to be done with the interior items. Let's see. Pot. There we are. And then we need a hay bed, a swinging bench, and a barrel. Hopefully I have enough wood for the ladder, too. Okay, there's the hay bed. Ooh, I need weeds. Okay. Well, that's an issue. Okay. Here's the barrel. I need wood. And for the swinging bench, I need wood. Okay, so we got some stuff we gotta collect. Now, I actually weeded literally the entirety of the town, the island, yesterday. So we don't actually have a lot of weeds available to us. I got rid of most of them. That's where all of these weeds came from that are in here. Let's go ahead and move the wood to pockets. Okay, so we have some wood. I don't think it's gonna be enough, unfortunately, to do everything we need to do. But I can very easily go get that wood. I do miss the music track changing every hour. I wish they'd kept that. Okay, there's the hay bed. Maybe they'll change it eventually. Okay. We also have... There it is. Swinging bench. And lastly, we need to make a barrel. Very themed, this stuff. Hey, cool. Apparently, all my gathering did work just right. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I'll take it. Okay. Aha! Oh, hey. And that's actually points. Check that out. Hit rocks. Chop wood. And catch a tiger beetle. Beautiful. All right. Off to house number 1. Let's do it the other way around this time. So let's put out a swing bench over here. Kind of want this facing the other way. There we go. And let's toss the hay bed in this direction with the barrel right there. And submit our final 3 items, and we'll be good to go. Excellent. All the home and furnishing prep work is done. Let's go talk to Nook. So we're not going to have these people ready today, but hopefully soon. Oh, that's right. Wasn't there shoes we wanted to get from Mabel? I actually have the money now. We should probably go do that. Hello, hello. How have things been going since we last spoke? Are you close to finishing the plots and furniture? Everything is finished. Goodness, really? Thank you so much for all your hard work. That means the rest is up to me. I'll get started on home construction right away so we can welcome our new island residents. I vow to get this done quickly and to get it done right. Why, if all goes well, we can have someone in a new home as soon as tomorrow. By the way, I plan on letting the island know about folks moving in or out during my island broadcasts. However, once I know who will move into a certain home, I'll post the info on the sign for that plot. If you're curious, check the signs. And that's that, my friend. You have finished everything I asked of you. Ah, let me give you a token of my appreciation as promised. Yes, yes, this is for you. What is this? A fence. It's some fencing. You could surround your home to create a yard or surround some flowers to make a garden. Fencing should make it easier for you to create yards or parks or other outdoor areas. I'm positive this will lead to some interesting new landscaping scenes here on Isle Deckney. I'm thinking 50 pieces of simple wooden fencing should give you an excellent start. In the future, I'll offer DIY fencing recipes you can get by redeeming Nook Miles. The selection will change daily and will offer a variety of designs. Check the Nook stop sometime, Interesting. Well, I couldn't have done this without you, Nye. That's for certain. So it wants me to make 50 fences. Okay. What should I do? That is the question. We've done everything to get the homes ready for the new residents. Nothing springs to mind right now. I'm sure you've gotten used to living here by now, so I want you to enjoy your time doing what you like. Okay, well, we'll do one last thing before we cut for today. No, we won't. I was going to redeem Nook Miles for a ticket. But we don't have the money for that. Ooh, a rope fence. That could be cool. Anything new in Nook stuff? No? I gotta say, I actually like the Nook flooring. Not so much the wall. Okay, well, we don't actually have enough miles to get a ticket, which was going to be the thing I was going to do. So it might be time to go see if there's anything else to do elsewhere in the area. Hey, Mabel. Yep. I want the shoes. Give me the shoes. So we ended up buying a lot of expensive stuff today, and we didn't end up doing very well on the money rock. So unfortunately, oh, he gave us 50. He gave us 50 cents. Nice. Well, let's see if we can find our bottle. Oh, hey. Does everybody have a house now? So this is Renee's house. Wow, this is kind of bare bones, Renee. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What's up with your face? Did you get stung by a wasp? Does it hurt? You okay? Yeah, that can be mean sometimes, or all the times. Gotta be careful around me, no? It's kind of too late to be careful now, but you know what I mean. Yo, yo, yo. Yeah, well, What's new? What's the latest? Oh, hey, big news. I've officially moved on from tent life. I got a house, yo, yo, yo. I mean, tents are cool and all, but I can fit way more stuff in a house. Plus, now it finally feels like I actually live here instead of just roughing it. Good stuff. Anything else you want to talk about? Congrats on the house. Looks like Tom Nook really came through for you. What's it like inside? You better invite me over soon. Okay. You have anything else to say? Growing up in the country was really quiet and calm. I used to cut class, chill with friends, and stay up way too late just to watch the stars. My neighbors were these two old ladies who just loved to yell at me, but even that was kind of fun. They were really scary sometimes, though. Okay. You remember back in the older Animal Crossings when there was always, like... They always had something for you to do? They always had, like, a little mini quest for you to complete for them? I kind of miss that. It was a great way to get stuff. Look at all the bees. All the bees. Wow, it's kind of dark in here. You were stung by a wasp. Yes, take some medicine and get better then. Well, yeah, got it. Great, cool. Gotta talk? Yeah, what's up? Guess what? I finally own something that even I have trouble lifting. Yep, I have a house now. It's got walls, a floor, even a ceiling. I can finally do jumping jacks without ripping a hole in my home. Good for you. Look at you, dressed up in your gown coat. Those kinds of clothes can be tough on the posture, so be sure to do some stretches. Okay. If you say so. I heard your tent finally hit the gym and bulked up to a house. Congratulations. Thinking I might drop by sometime, check on your free weight situation. Man, you're really focused on this whole weightlifting thing. There's nothing like the smell of a hot compress. It's the best thing after working my delts. I enjoy talking to them. Oh, I just remembered something I need to do somewhere else. Okay, so there's actually a limit to how many times you can actually talk to your residents. That's kind of interesting. You can't kind of force them to give you something to do. Okay. Well, one thing I did want to show you guys, I do still have... Yeah, okay. One thing I do want to show you guys is up here. Oh, hey, I still have to go find all of our fossils. I did kind of forget about that. We've been doing other things today. So that kind of, kind of explains it. So I'll go hunt down for fossils, don't you guys worry. I'll hold on to them until my next update, probably tomorrow. I don't expect to see anything else happen today. But one thing I did want to show you guys, I think we looked at this the other day, but, fish bait causes more fish to show up, which is, obvious, right? Fish bait causes fish to show up. Makes sense. But there was a special fish I found in here, which I've been told sells for a lot if you can get it. And it's not the tadpole. Oh, and there goes the fishing rod. Well, maybe we won't be doing that, because my fishing rod says no. So you can get a koi. I did get one. We did donate it as part of my donations today, in case you're curious where it went. And koi supposedly sell for 4,000 bells each. So if you want to go and make a bunch of money, you can use fish bait to get koi, and then sell a bunch of koi. Don't think I would necessarily be grinding for that, but it's something I considered so that way we can advance our housing situation. Fish bait isn't necessarily hard to get because you literally just go and dig up mussels or whatever they are. So I'm not expecting too much of an issue there. It's really peaceful on this island. I mean, it's just peaceful in this game in general. I appreciate that. Being able to just kind of wander around. The music's just pleasant, if a little repetitive. Let's acknowledge that. Let's just call that the elephant in the room. Let's acknowledge it and let's move on. Music's kind of repetitive, just because it's the same music forever. One thing I should check, because this was in Animal Crossing, not Animal Crossing, in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If you went to the island which had the the extra Pokemon daycare and everything like that, and talked to or interacted with the loudspeaker, you could actually change the music in that on that island. So that makes me kind of wonder if maybe you can do the same thing in here, and maybe that's why the music is so repetitive, because it's expecting you to change it. Still gotta find our bottle. I have not forgotten about it. Oh, I hear a prize. Aha. What do we get? We got a green leaf pile. Okay. We have a new do-it-yourself recipe for making a pile of leaves. Oh, there's my bottle. And my message in a bottle. Here's a secret, and I secreted it. A weird do-it-yourself TV show I watched at 2 a.m. told me to make this, so I did. Here's the recipe. I almost ate it because I was sleepy and hungry, but I'm glad I didn't. Be careful when you do it. That's a joke. I think that's what YDI means, right? Punchy, a.k.a. do-it-yourself man. I got a do-it-yourself recipe for a mossy garden rock. Okay. I don't necessarily mind that. Alright. Well, I think this is a good time as any for us to stop. Is this island not big enough for both of us? Do we need a bigger island? I thought they were joking when they talked about putting a museum here, but they weren't, and it's awesome. I bet Blathers is seriously beyond ecstatic. Yeah, they get irritated if you talk to them too much. Which I suppose makes sense. Bugging people nonstop. I could see it irritating people. Okay, well that's going to be it for me today, guys. We have done everything I wanted to do, and possibly a little bit more. I have to go make myself another fishing rod, because I guess we broke our last one. And then I guess I'll figure out what I want to do with myself. I really need to go make some more... I need to go gather some more, naturally. I need to go get more miles. I don't know if I'm going to do that on... if I'm going to actually do that between stream... Or, not even streams, but between updates. Or if I'm just going to kind of let things go as they will. Not 100% on that. I do want to get miles, however, because I do want to go look at other nearby islands. I did go to another island last night. I think it was before I did my update last night. I went to another island. We potentially have another villager who might show up from that exploration. So we do have potential for a lot of villagers. I heard it. Where was it? Where was it? Show your face. Aha. Just gonna make a lot of fish bait. Oh. Do I have anything to swap it with? Not really. Okay. But yeah, we might have, you know, even another villager. Hey, what's this crap? I got rid of all the weeds, damn it, and I have not time traveled. Don't you do that to me. Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure having you guys, as always. If there are things you want me to talk about, because we're going to be doing a lot of these, I don't intend to be stopping this game anytime soon, because this is just a peaceful way for me to spend some time. Future updates, eventually we're going to be getting down to like half an hour, 45-minute updates, but, you know, we have a lot to do during some of these. If there's anything you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know in the comments. You know, let me know what you want. I do read every comment, and I try to respond to most of them, too. Let's say, can you... Nope, cannot interact with the loudspeaker. So I do try to interact with most of them as well. So, you know, if there's something you want me to talk about, let me know. I'll talk to you guys soon. Ta-ta.